Hello guys, welcome back to another Android tutorial. In this episode we are going to learn about how to handle the click events of a dialog on the hosted activity or hosted fragment. In general, the click events provided by the dialog is handled by the dialog fragment. But in some cases you need to get the click events of the dialog on the hosted activity or hosted fragment. So here I am going to show you how to do it in an Android application. So start a project in Eclipse or Android Studio. So here on the activity main.xml file I already added a text view. So here my target is when user click this text view, we have to change the font color of this text view using a dialog. So go to the activity main.xml file. Here is the ID of the text view is text view 1. Go to the main activity. Here I declare an object of text view and here I initialize that object using find view by ID method. Okay, now here I am going to create an alert dialog. For that I have to create a new class on the package. So create a new class here. I name the class as color dialog. Now browse for the superclass. Here I am going to show the alert dialog using dialog fragment. So search for dialog fragment. Yeah, this one, dialog fragment, and choose this dialog fragment Android support.v for library and click OK and click finish. Now we got a class that extends dialog fragment. So you need to create an override method called onCreateDialog to create the dialog. So I override that method onCreateDialog. Okay, in this method you can create your alert dialog. So here I am going to create an alert dialog. So here I am going to create an alert dialog with a single choice list. So for adding the list we need some items. So here I create a char sequence. I name the object as sequence. And here I initialize this object with some values. First value is red, second value is green, and third value is blue. Okay, now we can create the dialog. So here I am going to create an alert dialog. So alert dialog dot builder, name the object as builder, equal to new alert dialog dot builder. Use the constructor and pass get activity for context. Okay, now we have to set some properties of the dialog. We have to set a title for the dialog. So by using the builder object we have to set the properties of the dialog. So builder dot set title. First I set a title for the dialog. Choose your color. Okay, now we have to add the list of items provided in the char sequence as a single choice list. So builder dot set single choice items. First you have to provide the char sequence object. So here our char sequence object name is sequence, and the second one is the selected item, that means the checked item. Here we are not going to display any item in checked state, so we have to provide -1. That means no items are selected on the single choice list. And finally you have to provide an on-click listener. So new dialog interface dot on-click listener. Okay, Here you need to import some package, provide the required packages. Okay, so now here we add a single choice list into the alert dialog. Okay, now we have to set some positive button and negative button. So here I am going to set a positive button. So builder dot set positive button. First, provide a text for the button. Second, you need to provide the an on-click listener. So new dialog interface dot on-click listener. Okay, now we have to add a negative button. So builder dot set negative button. Put a text for it. I name it as cancel and put a listener for it. So new dialog interface dot on click listener. Okay, and finally we have to create the dialog and return it. So return builder dot use this method create method. Okay, so now here I just made an alert dialog with a single choice list. The list contains some color names. So when the dialog appear, user have to select a color, and we have to change the font color of the text view present on the activity main.xml file. That is our target. Okay, so when user select the items, user select a color from the list, this method will invoke. Okay, so we have to save the user selection. So we need a string variable here. So I declare a string color selection. Okay, so when user select a particular color from the list, this method will invoke. So I have to save the selected color. So color selection equal to we can get the selected color from the sequence. So sequence of we get the index from this argument in which, so pass that argument which, yeah, here you need to cast it into string. Okay, so when user select a color, we got that particular selection in the color selection variable, it's a string value. Okay, and after that user click the positive button or negative button. Okay, so now here when user select a color and he hit the positive button, we got the click events on this on click method. If user click the positive button, we get the click events on this method, and if user click the negative button, we got the click events on this method. So now here our target is to pass or transfer these click events to the main activity. This is because we have to change the color of the text view on the activity main.xml file. Okay, so we need to get the click events of the dialog into main activity. So the main activity is the host of this dialog. Okay, so how we can do it? You can easily transfer the click events of a dialog by using some symbol interface. So here I am going to declare an interface on this dialog class called the color dialog. So here I am going to create an interface, public interface. I name the interface as color interface. You can use any name for the interface. So I just name it as color interface. Okay, now you can create your own on-click method. So here in this dialog, possibly there are two on-click methods, a positive click and a negative click. So for that, here I am going to create my own methods. You can use your own method names. So here I am going to create some method, public void. First one is the positive button click. So I name it as positive click. Okay, it's abstract methods because it is in interface. And the second method is public void negative click. Okay, you can use any name for this method. I just use positive click and negative click. Also you can use any name for the interface. Okay, so now here you need an argument for these two methods. It is the object of dialog fragment. It is must, so I use to object in these two methods. So an object of dialog fragment. Okay, now you have to create an instance of this interface. So here I'm going to declare an instance of this interface. So color interface, I name it as color interface. Okay, now I have to initialize this instance. It's not an object, it is just an instance. So now I have to initialize this instance. So for initializing the interface instance, you have to use the fragment on attach override method. So here I'm going to create that override method on attach. Okay, in this method you can initialize the interface instance. So here I'm going to initialize that one. So color interface equal to activity. Okay, you have to cast it into color interface. Okay, so any class that implement this interface must override these two abstract methods. So we have to check it here. If that particular class that implements this interface, so we have to check it here. So here I am going to check it using a try catch and put a catch here. Here the possible exception is class cast exception, so use that one. Okay, if any class that extends that implements this interface cannot override this abstract method, here an exception is generated, so we can catch that exception in the catch block. So to throw an exception, we have to throw an exception here. Throw new class cast exception with some message. So activity dot to string, that particular class name will get here, and we have to show a message must overrides methods. Okay, this is simply a message. So and if that particular class cannot override its message, an exception will get. So that contain this message must override these two abstract methods. Okay, so now here we just create an interface on the dialog class, and I just create an instance of that in the interface and initialize that interface instance on the onAttach method of the fragment class. Okay, now we have to go to the main activity.java file. Here, for getting that particular click events of the dialog, you have to implement that particular interface provided on the dialog class. So here I'm going to implement that particular interface. So implements, our interface name is color interface. Okay, so now here we got an error. You have to override that unimplemented method. So here I'm going to override that two methods. Okay, now here we got that two abstract methods, positive click and negative click. You have to define this method here. Okay, so now we have to transfer the dialog positive click and negative click into these two abstract methods. It's not abstract methods here, it is the override methods in that particular interface. So we have to transfer the click events of the dialog into these two methods. That is our the next target. So go to color dialog.java. So after selecting the color, you shall select the positive button. So this method will invoke. So you have to transfer the click events to the hosted activity using the interface instance. So here the instance name is color interface. So by using that interface instance, you can transfer the click events to the hosted activity or fragment. So color interface dot positive click, our method name is positive click, and you have to pass the argument of this class. So color dialog dot this. Okay, so when our user click the positive button, the click events are transferred into the main activity.java, and we got the click events on this method, positive click method. Okay, one more thing, here you need to pass the user selection. So we need a string variable here on the positive click. So here I am going to declare one more variable, string color selection. Okay, so we have to pass that particular value. So we save the user color selection on the string value color selection. So we have to pass that particular variable, so color selection. Okay, now go to main activity.java file. Here also you need to add that particular argument, string color selection. Okay, now we have to analyze the color selection here. So if it is red color, we have to change the color into red. If it is blue color, we have to change the color of the text view into blue. Okay, so here I am going to check it. If color selection dot equals red color, so we have to change the text view color. So text view dot set text color using the color class dot red color. Okay, else if color selection dot equals blue color. Okay, now we have to change the color into blue. So copy this code and change it into blue color. Okay, our third color name is green. Yeah, so now we have to change it into green. So else if color selection dot equals green color. Okay, in this case we have to change the color into green. Okay, now we have to change it into green color. Yeah, so if user click the negative button, we have to just display a message using toast, get the base context, get the base context and show a message, no color selected. Okay, no color selected, and provide a duration, toast dot make it into short, and now we make the toast visible using show method. Okay, so now we complete the coding. So whenever user click the positive button and if user select a color and user click the positive button, this method will invoke, and here we just transfer the selection. That means we transfer that particular color name to the main activity using the interface instance. Okay, So in the main activity we just analyze the user selection and we modify the font color of the text view. Okay, so now we can test the application. So now I am going to run the application. Okay, one more thing, we have to create on click method for the text view. We forget that one. Text view dot set on click listener, new view dot on click listener, import the packages. Okay, now here I am going to make an object of the dialog class. Here the class name is color dialog. So color dialog, I name the object as dialog equal to new color dialog. Okay, now I have to call the show method to display the dialog. So dialog dot show and get the support fragment manager and put a tag here. I name it as my tag. Okay, now we can run the application. So run as Android application. Okay, now we got the project on emulator. Now I click the text view. Now here the alert dialog appear with a single choice list. So I select the green color and click OK. Now you can see that the text view font color is changed into green, and I again click the dialog and change it into blue color and click OK. Now it changed into blue color. Now click the negative button and now click the negative button. Nothing happens. What is that? Yeah, go to the color dialog.java. Yeah, we are not transfer the negative button click to the main activity. We just only pass the positive button click. So we have to pass that one also. So color interface dot negative click, we have to pass an object of color dialog. So color dialog dot this. Okay, now we can test the application again. So run as Android application, open your emulator. Okay, I click the text view and I select a color and click cancel. Now color selected. Guys, this is how we transfer, or this is how we get the click events of a dialog on the hosted activity or hosted fragment. I put all this code into my blog and you can get the full notes of these topics from my blog. Also you can download the entire project from my blog. I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next part.